Oh,
If you honestly think about it, like, squirrels are just like the whales of the land. If you think about it hard enough.
and that was another random insight by Nick. This is the
Yep,
Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast here on YouTube. Sorry for the delays and miscommunications last couple of days. I unfortunately have moved and had some trouble getting everything situated and set up. But hopefully things are going good. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing good. It's Saturday, and do you know what Saturdays are for, Tim?
What?
Saturdays are for the boys. That's why we're going live tonight. I got the chat. I'm walking home, so if you guys hear cars pass by, like this one coming right now, if you hear my microphone bumping around, I'm walking home. I'm walking to the liquor store to go get a rock star because gotta feel my Destiny 2 hype.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, glad to be live. I already see a hashtag Nick the Heel. Glad to be here. Can I address something to start the show?
Go for it.
I want to address something about this week's hot take. Now, I got a ton of comments that were like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about." It's the one thing I noticed is that maybe you guys got a little confused. When I say that AJ Styles isn't the best, he hasn't been performing the best in the WWE as of late. It's just he hasn't put on matches that really show his capability of being the best. And that's what I meant. I just meant in WWE, we weren't getting what's promised. I don't mean that he's a terrible wrestler. He's a fucking great wrestler. He's been all over the world. That's all I got to say about it. Right. I think a lot of people may have not understood it. And Saturdays are for the boys! You dang right.
And one thing you didn't really mention, though, is it's not all like, oh, well, AJ hasn't been having these 5-star matches every match out there. Yeah, he had the one with Cena at Royal Rumble. But it also has to do with the way he's been booked in WWE as well.
See, I don't like when my favorite wrestler does something wrong. I go, oh, it's booking. It's obviously booking's fault.
Right.
But most of the time it is. But I don't want to immediately find somebody to put the blame on like that. I want to be able to, say something like that.
No. You're completely right there. I fully understand exactly what you're saying with that.
Why does Nick sound so different? Are we sure this is Nick? Trust me, you'll know it's me in about 5 minutes when I yell about how much I love wrestling.
All right, so with that, I do have a little bit of good news here for the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast, as we are sponsored by Strong Style brand clothing.
Which, honestly, they make really good shirts, dude. I never knew that.
I don't know exactly how long they've been around. They're kind of newer. And they got a lot of backing with a bunch of indie wrestlers like Sami Callihan, who used to be in WWE, and Britt Baker, who is the girlfriend, of Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's boyfriend, Britt Baker?
I meant girlfriend. They both support Strong Style brand clothing as well. And if you guys go, hit the link in the description below, strongstylebrand.com/PWUnlimited, and then use the promo code PWUnlimited at checkout, you will get 10% off your order. So again, the link is in the description below for that. Check them out. They have some really, really cool designs: t-shirts, hats, flags. They have a lot of stuff on their website.
One really cool thing that I want to suggest to everyone, if you buy from here, if you buy from our shop, or you buy from any little shop, one thing that I love doing is where it says special instructions, ask them to draw you a picture. I asked for them to draw me a picture of Braun Strowman standing next to our logo for this one. So we're going to get something fun out of that.
All right, so getting into wrestling news.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to hear Nick's take on this. Enzo is the number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship.
That's not where you were going.
No?
I thought you were going to talk about the other Enzo thing.
We'll go there. We'll transition into that.
For sure.
So he won a elimination 5-way on 205 Live. It was, let me see if I can get this right. I don't have my notes in front of me or anything, but it was Enzo, Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, Tony Nese, and I'm blanking on the fifth name. Was it Noam Dar?
No.
No? If anybody in the chat can remember, knows who the fifth name was.
Hold on. It was Enzo, Metalik, Alexander. Who am I missing already?
Tony Nese,
and Oh, Brian Kendrick.
That's right, the Brian Kendrick. That's right. And Enzo came out victorious on 205 Live. He will now challenge at No Mercy for the Cruiserweight Championship, and I just hope he doesn't win the Cruiserweight Championship.
Only two possible things can come out of this. Enzo's going to get squashed, or it's going to be like a Neville underestimated him, and Enzo picks up a huge upset win. Those are the only two things that can happen.
Actually, there is a third possibility. If Enzo wins by disqualification,
wow,
he gets the win, but Neville gets to keep the title.
That's another thing, but I don't think they're going to do that if they're pushing.
Either.
And mentioning, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me because, fuck, dude, Enzo's a ratings pop, and apparently I just hit puberty, says Dean. So thank God I did that. After 18 years, it finally happened.
I mean, they did do the DQ finish in, what was it, the Payback match with Neville and Austin Aries?
Yeah, but, I mean, it made sense with those two.
Right.
It makes sense with those two. I don't know. If he wins it, I don't know what I'll do with myself. I don't know, man.
And so,
do we eat snacks during the podcast?
I have something to drink, but I don't eat.
I used to eat on my two-man show. Whenever I do live shows, I used to fucking eat Taco Bell right into the microphone. I'd get text messages from my friends be like, "Can you not eat in front of the mic?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do it louder now."
All right.
But I am actually walking to go get some grub because Tim just decided, "Hey, we're going live, bud."
Hey, I got everything fixed, and it's right around the time we usually do anyways. But it is a random day. Anyways, Enzo Amore. Nick's got some other news about Enzo he wants to talk about as well.
Oh my God. I absolutely love the fact. I love what Liv Morgan put on Twitter. And she's like, "Me when I'm single and no one can cheat on me." I love the back and forth between her and Bate. Oh, it's adorable. I don't know, man. Here comes a motorcycle. Goddamn. Enzo's a fucking idiot. That's all I gotta say. Nick sounds happy for a change. God damn. I'm very hungry, that's it.
I mean, from what Liv Morgan tweeted out, it makes you think like Enzo cheated or something, but we can't say that because we don't know all the details.
Right, not trying to go back to high school already and being like, "Well, she said it, it's true. I'm crossing the street now illegally." Is this Nick? Who the hell is this? I love this so much. Guys, why can't I be happy?
That's why they think you sound different. You're excited in a different non-Nick the heel way.
Dude, you know what? I think it's because I'm outside and I don't have to like keep myself quiet. I think it's because I'm outside so I can be loud.
I got it. Nick just needs fresh air.
I'm a caged animal. Nick is all cheerful, so on heel like, should I cut a heel promo?
If you want, but Daniel316 said, "Can we talk about how Cedric Alexander did all the work in the elimination match, eliminating everybody, then Enzo just rolled him up with a handful of tights for the win?"
Which is perfect because it sets up his heel turn.
Exactly. I mean, if you looked at Monday Night Raw, how did Enzo win that match, win that six-man? He poked Gulak in the eyes and then hit his Eat Defeat. He cheated to win. So
no, is it Eat Defeat or is it Jadunzo?
Oh,
because I heard it was Ja Dunzo, which makes me want to drink bleach.
I don't know. It's just always been Eat Defeat when Gail Kim does it for me, so I just always call it Eat Defeat.
Or Soul Food.
But yeah, I mean, he did the same kind of thing on Monday. He poked him in the eyes. I think it was Gulak. Yeah, it was Drew Gulak. He poked him in the eyes, and then he hit his finisher and won. So I mean, him doing the roll up and the tights on 205 Live doesn't surprise me at all for the way his character goes. He's supposed to be a babyface, but he's kind of like that gray area babyface, a little shady at times and stuff. So, hey, that's what they do up there. That's what they do up there in Jersey.
Jersey. Up in Jersey.
Jersey. Hashtag Nick needs fresh air.
I was just about to say, can we please get that trending immediately? Hashtag Nick needs fresh air. Tweet it to me. Tweet it to PW.
Good news for all the hashtag Nick the Heel fans. I think we finally may have a shirt design that's going to go up either tomorrow or Monday. Most likely tomorrow if I can get it all designed out and Nick finalizes it.
No. Don't say that because I don't want Robert Cathy to get any credit.
Uh-oh.
Can you put like, oh my God, you know what you should do? And like the smallest, most invisible text somewhere on the shirt, just put Robert Cathy.
But if it's invisible, it doesn't matter the size. I can make it 1,000,000 font.
Exactly. Exactly. Give him credit technically because when you pull up the file, you can say, you know, it says his name right here. It says Robert Cathy.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Robert, love you, man.
So the other thing I wanted to get your opinion on was, did you see Smackdown and the Dolph Ziggler segment?
Yeah, I did.
That was
so
horrible.
He's so fucking done, man.
Okay,
I feel bad.
One quick little side note on that segment. Did you see the girl that came out was supposed to be his Miss Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who she is?
No.
Do you remember Eugene?
Yes.
That's his wife.
No.
Yes, Stephanie Dismore.
Wow.
That is Eugene's wife.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And apparently she's like 2016 Miss South Dakota or something like that as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Crazy. But I mean,
that's weird.
In my opinion, if that segment wasn't Dolph saying, "I'm done, I quit," then I don't know what that was for.
I think if he's smart and they tell him, "We want you gone," he says, "Yes, sir, I'm out of here. Fuck y'all."
Well, that's what I've been hearing. His contract's supposed to expire in October.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he has shown interest in doing other things besides pro wrestling. He wants to get into more acting. He does the stand-up comedy. He does the stand-up comedy stuff kind of on the regular, I guess you can say.
Well, what about him going back to What about him going to NXT? Do you see that being a possibility? I don't.
Probably not. A lot of people are trying to say that he should pull a Cody Rhodes, leave WWE when his contract expires, and just make himself like the hottest thing going on the indies.
I don't know, dude. The thing about that worries me is that like he'd get so lost in a fucking shuffle unless he joins a huge faction.
Possibly. I mean, he'd have that first 4 to 6 months where he would just everyone's gonna want him.
He will, and it'll get to his head. So when the lull dies down, he's like, "Oh, cool. No one fucking cares."
Right.
Let's be honest. Would Cody be as successful today if he didn't join the Bullet Club?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean,
yeah, because of his lineage and everything. But
that's what I was gonna go at. Yeah.
Would he be like the mega star that he is down there if he didn't join the Bullet Club? I mean, and that's not me trying to say that he's not a good wrestler.
Right,
Don't get me twisted. Again, I just said like on the indie scenes, it's very, very easy. Kind of like WWE's mid-card to get lost in a shuffle.
That is true.
So, you know, there's a difference between independent as Ring of Honor and independent as some show in Louisville, Kentucky.
Exactly. And I do want to mention, if anybody does want to call into the show tonight, the phone number is on the screen, 559-475-8473. Robert Cathy says, "Treat me like street booty."
That's how you do it. Love you. Robert Cathy also says, "If GFW is I got a quarter on it, am I overpaying?"
Probably.
I say we buy TNA.
Did you listen to the whole Ed Nordholm thing that I sent you with Meltzer?
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking like they're going full steam ahead, so I don't know. As of right now, last I heard was Jeff Jarrett wasn't happy. They're saying it's personal reasons, but I have heard some things that Jeff Jarrett wasn't happy with the direction of the company, and that's why he stepped away. Nordholm is making it sound like Jarrett's just taking some time off. I don't know exactly which to believe because there's been so many different stories about this right now.
Yeah, I don't know. TNA is a jumbled fucked mess.
Oh, that's for sure.
Poor people, you know, heart goes out to them because they're doing the best that they can. Right. You know, they brought in the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Cornette. You know, they brought him in. They're doing all that they can, but they've already got that preconceived notion that they're trash, so no one's gonna care later on.
Exactly.
I think what's gonna be best, and as rude as this sounds, CNA needs to pull together all of their really good young guys and say, your contracts are done. Get out of here. Go make a name for yourself because you don't want to get stuck here. I see that maybe happening. If they don't sell, they do a complete purge of just like, are you good? Get out. Are you good? I mean, decency, like humanity-wise, just out of courtesy to not trap these people. You know, you can keep guys like Eli Drake because he's going to be big no matter what.
Right.
Bobby Lashley. But guys like, I don't know, Sanjay Dutt or Depp, get him out because he's all right.
Well, Sanjay's one of the guys on the creative team. He's like stepping up since Jarrett's gone. It's going to be Scott D'Amore, Sanjay Dutt. I think they have John Gaborik is back on the creative team, and they may still have Dutch Mantel as well.
Fucking Dutch Mantel, that son of a bitch. I don't know. I feel terrible for TNA.
Right. I
wish nothing but the best for them because competition is fun.
For sure.
Good competition in pro wrestling because it pushes. Because if somehow GFW pulls this out of their ass, they're basically. I mean, I'd say New Japan's WWE's direct competitor, but logistically speaking, it's TNA or GFW.
Kind of. But now that and New Japan has the show on Access, they have New Japan World that you can watch here in the United States, and they have all that merch at Hot Topic. You can argue that New Japan is the direct competition now.
I'd say New Japan is the direct competition, but to not hardcore fans, it's WWE and it's TNA.
True. True.
But I think like worldwide, TNA is at the fucking bottom of the barrel.
Oh,
but I think like on television out here at least.
Right.
'Cause you're not getting New Japan on TV, fucking once a week. You're getting TNA and you're getting WWE.
Well, they have the New Japan on Access every Friday. It's not like up to date. Most like if you have New Japan World, you've probably already seen the matches they're going to air.
Exactly.
But the other thing about GFW is they're launching their network next week, and the interesting thing that I didn't expect is there's going to be a paid version, which is $7.99, and I don't know how this works outside of the United States, but the way Ed Nordholm noted and worded it is this is for the United States. $7.99, and then there's actually a free version, but he didn't go into too much detail on what's in the free version other than there will be new episodes of Impact on the free version 10 days after it actually airs on Pop TV.
And what a weird timing thing. 10 days? 10 days, like maybe 5 days at the most, but 10 days? You've already got how many episodes after that?
Right, because I can see, 7 days, so a week. So if somebody really wants to, like, say Impact airs on Thursdays, we know that. So say that next week's Thursday, they put it up that morning, and you can try to watch it before that night's episode if you want to watch on Pop that. You know what I mean? 7 days would be okay. 10 days is a little out there, especially since, they're not making much, if any, money through Pop. So I don't know if that was a request from Pop. Like I said, he didn't go into too much detail on the content stuff. That's really all he said.
Yeah. Hey.
What?
I'm gonna get inside my house and set up my equipment, so you're not gonna hear me for another maybe 10 minutes at the most.
All right, that's good. I gotcha. Nick is going to be incognito for a few minutes.
Bye-bye.
If anybody would like to call in while Nick is gone, the phone number is 559-475-8473. Nick will be back with us here shortly. Let's see what you guys are talking about here in the chat. Juliana Daravong, I hope I said your name right. Daravong says, Tim and Nick, who is your favorite to win the Mae Young Classic? Now, after watching all 8 episodes, which I have gotten through all 8 episodes, I would have liked to see someone like a Toni Storm win the Mae Young Classic. I really enjoyed her and all of her matches. She did lose to Kairi Sane, who I do believe is going to be the winner of the whole thing on Tuesday. It's unknown if the winner is going to get the NXT Women's Championship. From what Brian Alvarez said on Friday, he said that he heard that the winner was not going to get the championship. Let's take this call right here. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, so it's really funny. I live in Stamford, Connecticut, and I live right next to the headquarters.
Okay.
And I also play hockey right next to the rink next door. I just thought it was a fun fact. But my question is, do you think they'll ever bring back the Attitude Era? I mean, that's where they got all of our fans from, and we still have those fans today.
Right.
So,
I mean, honestly, I don't think we'll ever get a lot of the stuff we did get in the Attitude Era, only because here in 2017, the situation with sponsorships and stuff is a lot different. Sponsors aren't going to allow the more edgy things that they would have allowed back in 2000, like in 2000, 2001, 1999. And the sponsors are a little different now. I mean, back then they had like Jigs shoes, and they had a lot of different sponsors and whatnot. Now they have like KFC, The Truth About Tobacco. So, I mean, it really all comes down to what the sponsors are going to allow, because they're paying WWE for their sponsorship. And if WWE is going to put stuff out that they don't want, then WWE's going to, probably lose the sponsorship. And it's just like the Hulk Hogan thing. Hulk Hogan is not going to come back to the WWE until the sponsors would be okay with it. Until the sponsors say, you know what? There's been enough time since the stuff that he did and he said. We can bring him back now. People may have forgot. But with people still remembering what he said and the videos and the lawsuit and all that, the sponsors right now are a little on edge about the whole Hogan stuff. And like you asked about the Attitude Era thing, I think it's the same thing. They want, more family-friendly content. They want their brands, especially like KFC, they want their brand to be on something that's overly family-friendly, and that's what WWE is going to cater to, as long as, KFC and whoever else is sponsoring Snickers and so forth is the ones that's pumping in money to the company.
oh, okay. And I have one more question.
Sure.
Do you think they'll ever bring back Pyro?
I think eventually. I mean, I'm surprised we didn't see it at SummerSlam. I mean, I don't think we saw it at SummerSlam. I mean, we'll see it probably next year at WrestleMania, but I know they are trying to cut cost. The stage itself, the setup and everything for WrestleMania, they didn't have to pay for the building, but the stage and the ramp and all the pyro they used there cost them almost $5 million, and now they're just trying to compensate for the losses. I don't even know if you can really call it losses, but the cost that all did entail at WrestleMania this year.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Not a problem.
For taking my call.
Not a problem. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, let's see. I saw a couple of you ask about this. Vash Starwin said, I saw Matt Hardy's 40-second video a couple of nights ago. How could you not love it? You all need to feed Woken Matt or power and energy. Yes, I saw that video yesterday, I want to say. I either saw it, I think it was yesterday. Either yesterday or today I saw that video. It's very interesting. Is Matt going full in with the gimmick? The promo he cut when they were interviewing Jeff about the IC title match on Monday, the promo he cut, super broken or woken, whatever you want to call it. He was in that mindset. He was in that broken Matt Hardy mindset. And we got Nick back. Let's get Nick back here on the line. Nick, are you there?
I'm alive.
Awesome, awesome. So the chat was asking about that 40-second Matt Hardy YouTube video he posted yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
And, I mean, if you also go back to last week's Monday when they were, like I just said to the people here listening live, when you go back and listen to the promo he cut during Jeff's interview when they were interviewing him about the IC title match, he was completely broken or woken, whatever you want to call it.
I hate that it's called woken, in all honesty. I absolutely hate it.
I mean, it is stupid, but it's the workaround that they may actually get to work.
Yeah, I honestly, I heard you drink that. I make nothing of it. I don't think it means anything. I really, I like Jeremiah Gray in chat. Fuck you, Nick. I agree. Yes. I make nothing of it, honestly. Like,
of the video or of the woken gimmick?
Of the video. I think the woken gimmick will turn into something.
Right.
Other than that, I don't think it really means anything.
Dean says Nick's all grown up now.
Why do people say that?
I don't know. You got your big boy mic.
I know. I got my adult mic. I don't have my terrible iPhone quality.
All right. There was another question I answered while we were gone. Who was your favorite from the Mae Young Classic, and who do you think is going to win?
Piper Niven was my favorite.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Big fan of Piper Niven.
I said Toni Storm was my favorite, and that I would have liked to see her win, but I think Kairi Sane's going to win.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that Kairi Sane's going to win. Does anyone think she's not going to win?
Right,
honestly?
right. I don't know if you heard yesterday on the Brian and Vinny show, Alvarez said that he was told as of Thursday night the winner isn't getting the NXT Women's Championship.
Good. They shouldn't get the title.
Right. I mean,
that'd be awful. Maybe they fight Ember Moon for the title. Maybe they get a match against Moon.
But then Ember Moon's lost twice to Asuka. Their whole thing is, what do you do with that title? Who gets it? The one winner of the Mae Young Classic kind of made a little sense. I mean, it's kind of a fuck you to all the women in NXT. Like, oh, I just got here and I'm getting the title. But I mean, it would make a little sense because none of them ever had to lose to Asuka or anything. So
right, I think what you'll get is, this is just me guessing, it'll be the winner of the Mae Young Classic will be a #1 contender, and then they'll have a tournament on NXT. No more. Excuse me. I was reading a chat question while trying to finish my sentence. They're gonna have a tournament match on NXT, and the winner of that is gonna be. It's gonna be the winner of that versus the winner of the Mae Young Classic. They'll go head to head for the title. That's what I think.
Right. I thought the same thing, except for not another tournament since we just had the Mae Young Classic tournament, but instead you just do like a every woman in NXT Battle Royal to become #1 contender, and then at the Survivor Series Takeover you can do the actual match to crown the champion.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I
kind of like how they did the Intercontinental Battle Royal.
Right. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I could look it up here in a second. I think they actually, because the Mae Young Classic tapes on Tuesday in Vegas. And then I think NXT has their next set of tapings either Wednesday or Thursday of this coming week. So that'll be interesting to see. Like, first off, how many of those women from the Mae Young Classic are used at that taping?
Probably not a lot.
Because especially not if it's Wednesday, because that would be a stretch to get them from Vegas to Florida in time, because they like to have everyone there early enough to let them know this is what we're doing, this is your plan, So,
right. I don't know. I think it's going to. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm just kind of.
So here's my question for you.
I don't understand what direction they're going to go now. Right, I think the women's division on NXT is going to be terrible. Nicole. Hardcore shutting down the football talk, but hello, welcome back to the stream.
Which women from the Mae Young Classic do you think are and aren't going to get signed?
I think the final 4 will get signed.
You think Toni Storm's going to sign?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because if you remember, Kota Ibushi was final 4 last year in the Cruiserweight Classic, and he didn't sign.
Yeah, but Kota Ibushi doesn't need to fucking go to WWE. He's going to shoot fireworks off of his chest standing on top of a car whenever he wants. That dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he is, but he's an amazing professional wrestler.
Okay, some people really want us to talk about this. Vince McMahon coming to SmackDown Live this Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's to announce Shane versus Owens.
Which is going to, if it happens, I'm not going to watch Hell in a Cell.
I think it's going to be in Hell in a Cell.
I would rather watch all of WCW in the year 2000 than watch Shane McMahon in another Hell in a Cell match against a wrestler who is good enough to face anybody else.
Very true. But if you need someone that could pull out a good Shane match, Owens is one of the guys at the top of the list that I would choose.
Why does it have to be Shane? What is Shane? Like, why? What's the point of it?
Vince thinks Shane is a draw. I'm going to get to that, but let's take this call real fast first.
That's sick.
Oh, no. I accidentally canceled Nick. Caller, you're on the air. What's going
on? Hey, Nick. What's his name? Tim. Hey, Tim.
What's going on?
Nick, you're not allowed to talk to me ever again.
What happened?
He said Miz is better than AJ.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to get Nick back here on the line. He said what? Because he said Miz is better than AJ?
Yes.
All right, give me 1 second to get Nick back here. Nick, are you there? All right, I think we've got Nick. Nick, are you there? No, Nick. All right, Nick, are you?
What's happening with my life? Hello,
Nick. This caller has beef with you.
Oh, who doesn't? What's up?
Caller, take it away.
I honestly hate you right now. Miz over AJ? Really?
Yes, Miz over
No,
AJ in
no.
WWE. You're not understanding me. AJ's a great wrestler, but he has not done anything worth raving about in the just like Nakamura hasn't done shit in WWE. It would give me 3 good AJ matches that aren't the Royal Rumble match against Cena. Go.
SummerSlam Cena, Roman Reigns, to Rules. What's the Dean Backlash?
No, that
You think Dean Ambrose back?
That match was no good. Let me throw my 2 cents in and then I'll let you guys go. I agree with the Miz thing, sort of. Miz is a lot better on the mic, but AJ may be slightly better in the ring. Again, like I said earlier, booking. I know Nick doesn't like that excuse, but if you do want to do the argument of Miz being better, look at the promos.
Yeah, he's better on the mic, but not in the ring.
What I'm saying is, AJ Styles has put on okay matches for his ability. The Miz has constantly gone out there, and I'm not trying to make the point of like the Miz is the greatest wrestler of all time, make him fucking Universal Champion today. But what I'm saying is, AJ Styles, we didn't get what was advertised. We're not getting New Japan and Ring of Honor Styles. We're getting a very tamed version of AJ Styles, and I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I think there's at least 4 other guys that are better than him right now. To me, he just looks like he doesn't care. Like he knows that he doesn't have to put on good matches because no matter where he goes, no matter where he is or what crowd he's in front of, people are going to like him just because he's AJ Styles. And that's the excuse. He could put on bare bones matches because, hey, I'm AJ Styles. People are going to like me. If WWE wants to release me, I can just sign a contract with literally any other promotion and he can do that. But in the WWE, he has not put on any matches that are worth me raving home about. And if he does, hey, I'll be the first one to admit it. The Reigns feud was terrible. The Dean Ambrose feud was a joke.
Now, I wouldn't say the Reigns feud was. I wouldn't say the Reigns feud was terrible, but yes, the Dean Ambrose stuff was a joke.
It was sad. It made both of them just look stupid.
Yeah, they just hit the Ed James Ellsworth in that.
Nothing good came out of that feud. And I'm not saying that AJ Styles isn't a good wrestler. He's a hardworking wrestler. He's good, but he's just not doing the A+ stuff.
Exactly.
I know what I'm talking about, Daniel. I know what I'm talking about. I've been watching wrestling my entire life. I know what I'm talking about. And either way, kind of wish Tim didn't bring him back.
What?
Daniel's hot takes.
I did that a little too personal because I love AJ way too much. But about the Mae Young Classic thing, I actually agree with Nick about they shouldn't have to get that Divas Championship. I mean, not women's.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I agree with Nick on that. I will never say those words again.
Well, with that, thanks for the call and have a great night.
You too.
I like how everyone's like, no one's understanding. Like, first of all, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't fucking watch. There you go. How you doing?
Hey now.
No, because it's serious. I mean,
no. I get what you're saying, but I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and that's your opinion.
Exactly. And I understand that you guys think he's good, and like,
not everybody's gonna think the same.
Exactly.
There's arguments both ways. Some people are just better at persuading their reasoning better. I don't know.
The TLC match with Dean wasn't that bad. The only thing that made it bad was what do you call it? Wasn't Ellsworth part of that match?
Someone got pushed off the ladder.
Yeah, Dean got pushed off the ladder.
Yeah.
Ellsworth. Which, again, Ellsworth being part of that feud made the title seem bad.
Robert Cathy says, slightly, really, Tim, Miz is doing his best mic work, but wrestling ability is not on AJ's level. I mean, like Nick was saying, as far as AJ not having those stellar matches every night, like they say he should, and the thing about Miz is, again, I'm going back to booking. If Miz was booked in better matches, not all these tag matches he's been doing recently with the Miztourage, we may be able to see Miz do some better things. Miz hasn't been doing a lot of single stuff recently, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'll give credit to that Reigns match. Give credit to that Reigns match. It was all right. It was a little enjoyable seeing them go through the crowd, but
right.
I just think, I don't know. I'm not saying he's never put on a good match. He's put on great matches. Oh my God. Nicole Ling with $20, even if it's a few months away, who do you think should win this year's Royal Rumble match? And who do you feel should main event WrestleMania?
Ooh, thank you for the $20 super chat donation.
For the $20.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I don't have the little super chat notification pop up on the screen.
That's unfortunate.
Oh,
but who is your early prediction for
the Royal Rumble?
I'm gonna say, well, it depends on who's champion going into it. Assumably, it's gonna be Brock,
right?
Because they're gonna be how's okay.
Now wait before you make your decision. There's gonna be 2 world champions. So
that's what I'm thinking.
It could come from either brand. Because people.
Okay, how about we do this? Okay. If there's gonna be a Raw winner and SmackDown winner, we'll pick 2 winners.
Who we can see from either winner. Who we can see from either brand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take for Raw. God, maybe Braun.
Roman.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's just the obvious Roman. Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, Roman.
SmackDown's harder because first off, you have to think: is Jinder still going to be the champion? And second, if not, who takes the title from Jinder? And then where do they go from there?
Is Jinder winning at Hell in a Cell?
Most likely.
I don't know, dude.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
I got it. Jinder loses the title and then wins the Rumble.
Oh, that's true. I like Finn Balor winning it.
Finn would be a good one because
I think that'd be fun.
It doesn't work if Brock's the champion though.
Can Finn technically be like, all right, want my rematch now? Can he just do that whenever?
Here's the thing. Back in the day, the rule used to be, you have your rematch, but if the champion who took the title from you or got the title after you loses the title, then you don't get your rematch because you're supposed to get it from the same guy that beat you. And Finn's a special circumstance because no one beat him. He had to drop the title.
Exactly. So that's why I'm thinking maybe whoever wins that.
The other interesting thing.
Birds don't have arms.
Who did Goldberg beat for the title?
KO.
Who never got his rematch for the Universal Championship?
Hey, oh my God, you're absolutely correct.
Who never got his rematch? He went straight into the U.S. title picture and got the U.S. title.
He did. I don't think.
So what if Superstar Shakeup comes around? Kevin Owens gets sent back to Raw because Shane and Daniel Bryan don't want to deal with him anymore. And then he goes, fine, they don't want me on SmackDown. I'm here on Raw, and I want my rematch I never got.
I can definitely see the stipulation being if Shane wins, if Shane wins, KO has to leave SmackDown.
Right, let's take this call. Oh, crap. I muted Nick again.
I don't think so. What if Superstar Shakeup comes around?
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on? Can you turn us down in the background?
I'm sorry. I've been listening and stuff like that, and I've been calling in for the last 15 minutes. I enjoy y'all programming and stuff like that, and I would like to say a couple of things if I can.
Go for it.
In terms of the earlier caller and stuff like that with the AJ Styles and stuff like that, to me, I think he's just wrestling a safer style so he could be up in there. I don't like what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler, and I don't like what they're doing with half of the people on the thing. And, to be honest, he's kind of getting stale. I mean, Dolph Ziggler's a great athlete, but what they had him do this past Tuesday just really dismisses the fact about how good he is.
Right.
You know, so everything I believe is kind of a joke, and there's only a few legitimate matches, and you know they rushed the Roman Reigns John Cena thing, and you know everybody already knows what's going to happen in that aspect. You know, Roman Reigns is probably going to go over.
Right.
But with the AJ Styles storyline and Dean Ambrose, I didn't like it at all. And you know, James Ellsworth, I personally know him, but he didn't. He shouldn't have had no business in that storyline.
Very true.
And there's a lot of things I don't agree with, and how they did Nakamura and stuff like that. I mean, I watched most of his matches in Japan. I remember him as a rookie taking on Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And this is now he's on the main roster, and it's a joke. He's taking out John Cena and Randy Orton. I mean, 2 top stars and stuff like that. But no matter what you do, no matter how much you sprinkle, you know, say some good dust on them, it's still going to remain the same. And the only way they can make that different is, you know, go to the seriousness of the sport. But, you know, it's sports entertainment now. It's not, you know, the 80s or the early 90s. It's all about character and just entertainment, and that's what's depressing. And I love it, NXT. But I also believe that guys that go up to the main roster, they're just going to crap on because they don't know what to do with them.
Exactly. And
I agree.
And the problem with that is Vince doesn't watch NXT. Vince may see the product when there's a takeover, and if he's at the pay-per-view that weekend, he may go backstage. And the issue is, these guys, Vince will see somebody and go, oh, that guy's down there in NXT? How long has he been down there? You think he's ready? Okay, let's bring him up. He doesn't know their character for the most part, most of the time. He doesn't know what feuds they've done. He doesn't know their exact skill level and everything. He just sees the guy, or Triple H or William Regal suggest somebody to come up. And with Vince having the final say on the main roster and not knowing, you know, their past history in NXT, half of the time he doesn't know how to use them properly because of that.
I just think he craps on them because right now you got Bobby Roode, who's the recent call-up, and he's a babyface, and he was the corporate evil guy, you know, in NXT, all about himself, and now it's just kind of funny. He just got the music, and everybody's just getting behind it.
Right, and that's the thing. He gets the babyface reaction because of the music. Everybody loves the music. They know he's going to get that babyface reaction, so he's going to kind of act babyface. We've only seen him twice over the last 3 weeks, so we still don't really know exactly what direction they are going to go with him for the most part.
I believe that's going to be Dolph Ziggler's last match because, come on, there's nobody for Ziggler to take on except for Bobby Roode, but when he takes on Bobby Roode, he's going to be pretty much out the door, in my opinion. So that's just, it's going to give Roode a little bit of credibility, but at the same time, it's just, you know, it's kind of sad and depressing, you know. 1 week he takes on Aiden English, the following week Mike Kanellis, and you know the music of Mike Kanellis should be over as well because I mean I sing that song, you know, and I don't even love Love Ballads, but I like that one. And Sami Zayn, come on, he's
probably one of the biggest
great
wasted talents.
Yes, and that's another thing that depresses me. Now I'm not a big Sami Zayn fan, but I've seen his work as Generico, and I know the history between him and Kevin Owens. And watching this stuff from Ring of Honor and stuff like that, it takes away from stuff. So, you know, in a way, I'm kind of scared for Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly when they do go to the main roster. Because,
I think it'll be
you know, they would probably put them on 205 Live.
I think it'll be a long time before, not a long, I think it'll be a while before they're on the main roster.
Well, I see that it's probably going to be sometime in the summer of 2018, maybe in the fall of 2018.
That's kind of early, man.
Yeah, that is early because Finn was down there for over 2 years.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
and that's another athlete they dropped the ball on.
Kind of, but the injury did play into that. But I want to say thank you for the call and have a great night.
Thank you for taking it. I've been listening to all your shows, so thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
See, the thing where people saying they dropped the ball with Finn, they didn't. Finn came to the main roster and was the world champion. Well, the Raw world champion within a month, and then he got hurt. So you can't say that they were just immediately going to drop the ball with Finn when they wanted him to be the top guy on Raw immediately almost.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's another NXT failure?
Apollo Crews? Bo Dallas?
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas. Old Bobo.
Daniel 316 in chat reminding us. I mean, that dude was a great face heel. He was so good at being annoying.
But I think the thing with
Jeremiah
Finn...
Gray just says Nick.
Go for it. Oh, just said Nick.
No,
Never mind. See,
you know where he's going with this.
Here's the thing with Finn. When somebody gets injured quickly, Vince automatically labels them as injury prone. It happened to Sasha Banks. She got injured not long after she came to the main roster. Got injured a couple times. Vince thought she was injury prone for a long time. And with that, it's just like, well, we'll slowly push this guy, because if he gets hurt again and we put him on top, then he's not trustworthy, you know?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to play it safe with basically one of the big draws. I think they're just trying to play it safe with Finn.
Yeah, I think that's it. Especially like he came back from this injury, and then what was it, like 4 weeks in, he almost had a concussion from that elbow shot from Jinder.
Oh God, I remember that shot. That was a stiff elbow.
That elbow was bad. But let's take this. Oh, never mind. I was about to take a call and we lost it.
That call got scared.
Oh, here we go.
Hashtag give Bo a chance.
I clicked the right button this time, Nick.
Did you actually?
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
How's it going?
I'm pretty good. Just want to make this call quick because it's late at night where I am right now.
Sure.
So now I want to go to sleep because I love sleep. So,
but Destiny 2's
just wanted to ask you.
You need sleep.
Okay,
what's your question?
So I just wanted to ask you one question. Do you think Vince McMahon is unhappy with SmackDown Live?
Tim, go ahead.
I wouldn't say unhappy, because the ratings are pretty consistent week to week. Yeah, they dip some weeks, and then they go up other weeks, and they dip some weeks. So I don't know if I would say unhappy, because honestly, the ratings for SmackDown are a little more consistent than the ratings for Raw. I can maybe see him not being, as fully invested as Raw, because he feels like Raw's the flagship show. Raw's been around since 1993. Raw's where all big things need to happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say unhappy.
Yeah, that makes sense. But the reason why I'm asking that is because usually when the Mr. McMahon character returns, which is what I'm assuming is going to be returning this SmackDown Live.
Right, this Tuesday.
Usually when that character returns, that usually means like he's unhappy with like the ratings.
Well, no, the reason he's coming back this week, it's a storyline. Shane couldn't keep his cool. Vince had to suspend Shane, and you can't have Daniel going out there and trying to tell Shane what to do, since technically in storyline, Shane is Daniel's boss, so you need Shane's boss to come tell Shane what to do.
My favorite thing is Vince's thing to do is, hey, fight my son in a Hell in a Cell. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Hey,
like, what?
My son wants to jump off of something.
God damn.
Needs fresh air.
Did he just end the call with that?
Yes, he did.
Did he really hang up saying hashtag Nick needs fresh air?
That he did.
Yes, I do, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely do. Raw is older than me, says Nicole Lang. I'll believe it.
No, Raw's not
hashtag
older than me. Raw's older than Nick.
A lot of things are older than me.
All right, let's take this call.
Let's take this call.
Caller, on the air. What's going on?
Hey.
What's your question?
Hey.
Do you think that Brock Lesnar's still going to go to UFC?
No.
No.
Easy answer.
I mean,
he's done with the UFC, dude.
I mean, I'll elaborate. There's no big money fight for him anymore. The John Jones fight was the only big money fight they can do, and with John Jones, unable to fight probably for at least 2 years, they haven't put down the hammer yet and gave him his suspension as far as how long it's going to be. But Jones is going to be out for probably anywhere from 18 months to 2 years to up to 4 years. He can be gone. Now, some can say, "Oh, pardon?"
I was going to say, I think that the rumors about that John Jones and Brock Lesnar are going to fight in WWE.
That ain't going to happen because WWE is not going to bring... First off, WWE is not going to bring him in knowing that he's failed all these drug tests and his history and stuff. And even if they were to want to, UFC would have to agree to it, and I don't think UFC is going to cut John Jones any favors right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I mean, some can say... some can say give him Stipe Miocic, but what has Brock done to earn a title shot? So...
Literally nothing.
Yeah, so thanks for the call and have a great night.
Thanks, man.
So, yeah, I mean...
WWE fans come in all ages and genders. Yeah!
That is true.
Says Vash Darwind.
All right, so I don't know if you saw the story I did. The last video I did before we went live, it was about Lucha Underground. Did you see it or not?
I saw the thumbnail. Does that count? I was at work all day,
Gotcha.
I probably didn't get.
So what's going on with Lucha Underground is they don't know.
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I want to know if you knew the story or not. Anyways, so they don't know if they're doing a season 4. Season 4 is in limbo. It's the next season they need to tape, and they would need to tape it like now if they're going to do it. But nobody wants to fund it. Nobody wants to pony up the money to keep Lucha Underground going. El Rey keeps saying, "Oh, it's our highest rated show. It's our biggest attention getter. That's how a lot of people have found our network. But we don't want to put no money into it." And with that, a lot of the talent can't do anything outside of like lower end indie wrestling because with their Lucha Underground contracts, they can't go to anywhere that has a television deal. Hence, WWE, GFW, Ring of Honor. So apparently, according to an article put out by Wrestling News World, there are some not Ring of Honor, but there are some Lucha Underground stars who are taking bookings that go strictly against their contracts on purpose.
So they can get released?
No. To either have it overlooked, so then they get to do these bookings and then cool, whatever, or to actually get attention from the Lucha Underground officials, because there are some guys that are getting offered certain bookings that they're not supposed to take, but they can get approval. Yet they're trying to get the approval and not hearing back for almost 2 months from the Lucha Underground officials. So they feel like if they just take the bookings and then Lucha Underground finds out, they'll call them and contact them and say, "Hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this? It's against your contract." And then these wrestlers can say, "Hey, you didn't tell me, you haven't responded to my emails or my calls or this or that, so I just did it." In another thing, I don't know how their contracts are structured and the wordage, if that's even a word, the wording in the contracts. Wordage? But they haven't used any of these guys, like, as far as tapings, over a year. Yes, they're on TV right now, and the contracts specify, seasons go as far as how they air on TV. Mm-hmm. But if you're not even going to use the guys and girls for over a year, let them go do other things in the meantime. Don't stifle them just because they're on your television show.
Yeah, I mean, Lucha Underground was a really nice experiment, but I think they're starting to realize that, like, it's not easy running.
The last few weeks have had some good things. I've watched the last couple episodes. They've had some good things other than the man-on-woman stuff.
Because when you say it like that, it sounds like we're watching a Cinemax something.
No, there's been people that have actually researched the ratings. So the ratings have been, for the first couple of seasons, ratings were pretty consistent. And then they did a match where it was Pentagon versus 3 women, and he destroyed the 3 women. After that,
what the fuck?
After that, yeah, he broke their arms. They tried to attack him or whatever. It was a handicap match, 3-on-1, and Pentagon broke their arms. And after that, ratings dropped. Then people eventually forgot about it, and ratings started to level back off, come back up a little bit. And then there was another man-on-woman match. I don't remember exactly what it was. It may have been one of the Sexy Star matches. As soon as that happened, a woman got beat down again. Ratings dropped. And I think the same thing happened earlier this year as well.
It seems pretty fucking understandable that the ratings would drop because of that.
The only good man-woman match I have seen in Lucha Underground was Taya and Joey Ryan, because Joey Ryan knows how to work with women properly. He treats them as
he's a real safe wrestler.
Yes,
and I like that.
He treats the women as equals, not like women wrestlers, but as peers, like other wrestlers. Because of all the stuff he's done on the indies with Candice LeRae, and I think he's worked with Tessa Blanchard and Rachel Ellering and stuff. Because of all of that, he knows, you don't treat them like women. You don't say, oh, these are women, so they're inferior to me, so I can't sell for them. Like the Taya match, he sold for a lot of that match to Taya to make her look bigger before ultimately winning the match.
Yeah.
I that's the
I won't
only
deny that Joey
man-woman
Ryan's a
match.
safe wrestler.
That's the only man-woman match I've seen that was any good in Lucha Underground.
I'm going to be honest, I don't watch Lucha Underground rigorously, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't watch
Joey Ryan is the GOAT in the indies. While I don't he's probably he's the god of the indies.
Yeah, like I don't watch Lucha Underground like every week anyways, but I'll catch an episode here or there. I'll miss like 2 or 3, then catch one, miss 2 or 3 and catch one, but
Can I just read this question out?
Go for it.
At Nick the Heel. So can we explain why the Joey Ryan penis his drop?
Are they asking about
penis hip drop? Do you mean the is that called the ballplex? No, that's not the ballplex. That's just when someone grabs you by the dick and German suplex you.
No, I don't know if he calls it the penis plex or the porn plex. I know at first.
Oh, it's the U porn plex.
That's it, the U porn plex.
It's the U porn plex.
That's what I was getting at.
Joey Ryan's a weird dude.
Yeah. Did you see him do it? Did you see him do it to Mick Foley?
Yeah. That was weird.
Mick kind of took a roll instead of a bump.
Fucking Mick Foley shouldn't be in a goddamn ring anymore.
No, he shouldn't. Especially he did that after his hip surgery.
You see, DB WrestleMania, DX China versus Cyborg won't happen because China's dead. Anyway, Lars Sullivan for Universal Champ. I like Lars Sullivan. He's grown on me. I saw him at that NXT house show. So,
he squashed 3 jobbers this week on NXT.
Oh, yeah. That was insane.
Yes. Getting back to the China thing really fast, just real quick. I don't think it would have ever happened anyways because China was never an actual fighter. She was a bodybuilder and a pro wrestler, but she was never interested in like fighting.
Yeah, I mean, which is weird when you think about it because of how how big she was at the time. And
exactly.
Speaking of Mick Foley, someone just asked, when's Mick Foley going to come back? Does he ever come back, really?
I don't think they have any plans for him to come back. His time as general manager was only supposed to be short-term anyways. He was never signed to an actual contract. He was working on a week-by-week thing, and he wasn't happy having to travel every week anyways.
Tim and Nick, who do you think really started the women's revolution?
Paige and Emma. That first ever NXT women's title match.
I got a question for Tim and Nick. With Corey Graves working both Raw and SmackDown, as a commentator, which brand is Corey going to side with when it comes to brand supremacy or Survivor Series?
Ooh, I saw this question on one of my videos yesterday, and I didn't answer it.
Well, why don't we answer it now?
Now, as far as the co-branded pay-per-views go, I would say he can do both, but it'll be weird because he's gonna what desk does he sit at? Do they put a special
he
Corey
gets his
Graves?
own?
That's what I say. Do they move the Raw guys down to ringside and put a special Corey Graves desk in the middle, kind of like Michael Cole's glass box?
Yes, I remember that now. The fucking Cole glass box. Absolutely, he deserves it. Oh, I love Corey Graves.
And then as far as Survivor Series goes, I could see Corey Graves not caring either way, being like, "Oh, I'm impartial."
Yeah, I honestly think.
Go for it. I'll say my thing in a second. Go for it.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that they really brought over Corey Graves to put over Shinsuke. I told you this over
you did.
text
You said that.
I think it partly has to do with him screaming out Kinshasa whenever it happens. People took a liking to that, and it happens now. And getting him back now, it might be to help Nakamura a little bit.
It was like back in ROH when Steve Corino would yell super kick.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
No, I loved it.
Of course you would.
I think Corey Graves is limited as far as how long he's going to be on SmackDown. I think because they got Nigel now on 205 Live, that's his that's his trial run before he gets moved to SmackDown.
I like Nigel McGuinness though.
Yes.
Oh my god, I want Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Corey Graves on SmackDown. I would literally watch.
Ooh, that would be
I would
nice,
just.
but you have to have Byron there.
You know who Byron is to me in the world? You know what? You know what he is?
Who? What?
He is just Percy Watson.
No one's as bad as Percy Watson. No,
Percy Watson. I counted 20 words during Takeover.
No one's as bad as Percy Watson's. No one.
Also, not a lot of people know. I mean, Corey Graves was an NXT Tag Team Champion.
Yes, with Neville.
Nick, Cor or Jim Ross? Does he? I think he means Cornette. Does he? Oh, Corey or Jim Ross. There you go. Oh, that's how you spell Corey. Is that how you spell it?
No, it's EY.
Okay. Anyway, you got to take Jim Ross. Jim Ross is the fucking best.
You almost can't compare because Jim Ross is a play-by-play and Corey Graves is color. So it's almost like you would have to compare Corey Graves to Jerry Lawler, and you would have to compare Jim Ross to either Mauro, Tom Phillips, or Michael Cole.
And Jim Ross would fucking beat him.
Yes. Now, did you hear the story that came out yesterday about why Mauro is now working on NXT instead of the main roster?
All I know is that he's the bipolar rock and roller, and that's just fucking amazing. But no, why?
Well, apparently, the stuff with JBL wasn't the main reason he wanted to leave originally. It was because Vince. He didn't like the way... Because some of the stuff JBL was saying, apparently, was being fed to him through Vince. And Vince, once, SmackDown became its own brand, Vince was at SmackDown every week. And Mauro just didn't like and didn't appreciate the kind of work environment that Vince was doing and the way Vince was treating Mauro a little differently than some of the others. And so Mauro agreed to come back to only work NXT. And with that, he's only going to be working, and as far as having people in his mic and stuff for the shows, Triple H, William Regal, Michael Cole. He said he'll come back, but he will not work with Vince.
I mean, boo fucking who? If you can't handle Vince McMahon, get the fuck out of WWE.
That's what I was thinking. Like, Vince is
you made it to
boss.
WWE. Like, man the fuck up. Kiss the guy's fucking feet. It's goddamn Vince McMahon. I mean, shut the fuck up, do your goddamn commentary job, and there you go.
I mean, Mauro is great, but...
He's great, but I didn't miss him when he left. Didn't really care. Didn't notice a difference. Don't really hear him in NXT.
Yeah.
It's just, if you don't like Vince, why did you even have any? I mean, you got to know about the kind of guy that Vince is,
right?
Before coming to the WWE. Why would you make that decision later on? What heel commentator would they have on SmackDown? Because let's be honest, he can't be on two shows. By the way, Nigel McGuinness is doing 205 Live and NXT. We know that.
Yes.
I think the heel commentator is going to be Corey.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Nigel being heel. But
hey, Tim.
What?
Fuck you. Says Daniel 360.
I see it. But do you have to have the heel commentator? I mean, I know people like the dynamic of a face and a heel commentator.
Because you know why you need the heel guy?
To put over the heel guys?
Exactly. You need one guy. You need one commentator for the face, one commentator for the heel. Will you kiss Vince's ass, Nick? If Vince McMahon told me I will give you this amount of money to kiss my ass, I absolutely would.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking Vince McMahon.
I'll join Jim Ross in the Kiss My Ass Club. William Regal. All right, let's take a call.
Let's take a call. Who else is in that club?
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's going on, Robert?
Nick, I want to tell you, I have faith in you again. That little rant on Mauro, you made your heel strikes back. That was perfect. I like that. But anyway, man, I want to ask you, what do I feel about JBL getting beaten? I mean, I like the guy. I like the heel commentators.
Yeah, heel commentators are the best.
Yeah, I mean, he was no Jesse Ventura or, I like him. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I like JBL as a heel commentator.
Yeah, I thought. Hey, Robert. Don't know what you're using to talk to us on, but you sound extremely robot-y.
Oh man, I got this new headphone on. Let me grab my phone.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like a lag / like reverb.
Oh, okay.
Tim and I literally just texted the exact same thing. Does Robert sound fucked up to you?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Not a problem.
No rush, man. No problem.
Okay,
I'm
how
only
does this
aging every
sound?
second.
Perfect.
How does this sound?
Good.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I'll take that headphone back.
Robert sounds like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, but I just wanted to get your views on the JBL thing.
Mine?
Yeah.
My thoughts on him leaving?
Yeah, about him leaving. How do you guys feel about it? Because I mean, Twitter was just going crazy about him leaving, or happy about it. But I mean, I want to know what Tim thinks of it, because you're a heel. I don't really want to talk to heels right now.
Honestly, I'm gonna miss JBL on SmackDown. I liked him on commentary.
He was fun.
Yes.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, I think JBL was a great heel commentator. He knew what he was doing. He's not the best. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's definitely good. It's going to be hard to replace him. I think Corey Graves is going to do an all right job replacing him. But I mean, JBL, he's a great fucking heel.
He was just different than anybody else we hear on any wrestling show, commentary wise, and I just like it because whether he did or not, he gave the vibe of he just spoke his mind and said whatever he wanted. Whether he did or not, it was just I liked that.
He also had some pretty great references to older style wrestling.
Exactly, that's where I was going next. I also like how he gave some of the history of pro wrestling sometimes as well.
Definitely.
I mean, like I said, when that wrestler with the dress, when that guy back in the day, Vince or whatever, the Italian guy, I forgot his name.
Santino?
But when he used to call,
Santino Morella.
No, not him. Not the one that was playing his sister.
Oh.
No, he used to Vito or something like that.
Oh, yes.
He was
Big Vito.
I forgot his. Yeah, well, anyway, when he used to call him Fruit Booty, that was like the funniest thing ever.
Yes.
He used to crack me up with that. And that's when he was still champion and he was doing commentary sometimes. And he would call him Fruit Booty and just be the most hilarious thing.
His championship run was amazing.
Yes, JBL and his cabinet.
God, that was great.
I remember, and like I said, when they changed him up with the hat, when he went from being some backwoods guy and then he went to be with APA. And then when they changed him up with the cowboy hat and the limousines, I really thought he was really a great heel then.
Yeah, for sure.
He made the best out of that Wall Street New York guy gimmick, and he made it fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, what he did personally to other wrestlers, that's between him and them. But as far as what he did, as far as a performer, I thought he was one of the best. One of the best characters. I ain't gonna say one of the best wrestlers, but I would definitely say one of the best characters. He made you interested in it, and that shoot he did on John Cena years ago, when he told him, when John Cena had made him tap out, and he told him, he says, "I see guys like you come a dime a dozen, and you're gonna burn out, and you're gonna just be nothing in a few years because you do too much and all of this." I mean, it was just amazing how he just came off the top of his head with that. If Vince didn't write it for him, but
right. You know. I mean, I always liked JBL back in 2004, 2005 when he was the champion. Had good matches with John Cena. Had good matches with Eddie Guerrero. And
how he became a solo performer was even good. Because remember, I think I want to say it was Eric Bischoff. I think they fired Farouk, and then Farouk was like, "Well, come on, let's go." He said, "Man, he fired you, not me. I'm good."
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Right. I think it was when Heyman was in charge of SmackDown.
Okay, one of them fired him.
Right. Because
they
were like, if you guys lose your match, you're fired or whatever. And he was looking at Farouk when he said it or whatever.
Yeah. And he told Farouk he was fired. And when Farouk said, "Let's go," he says, he said, "You, not me. I'm good, man." And he left him.
And that was his
right
heel
after
turn.
that, he became and that was his heel turn. And that's when everything just, but I mean, I don't want to sit there and make this a JBL love fest, but I'm just saying, I'm going to miss the guy. I'm going to miss the guy. And one more thing, Nick, man, whatever you took today and got you all happy, man, don't do that no more. Don't come on the radio don't come on the podcast like this no more, man.
I will be sure to never go outdoors again. I will be a hermit crab and be angry all the time for this show.
Yeah, because nice Nick is not fun, man. It's not fun.
Nice Nick is not fun. That's the first time I think I've been told that.
All right. Well, you guys, I'm enjoying this show as usual, and Miss Ling, if she calls, please do not. If she scares the heel back into you, I will be very grateful to you, Miss Ling, if you're listening. All right. Well, you guys take care. You guys have a great night, and once again, enjoying the show.
All right. Thanks for the
call.
Have a
good
great
man.
night.
Thank you.
You too.
All right. You want us to jump into another call, or do you got something?
Yeah, let's jump into another call. Fuck it.
All right.
I'll ask my question after the call.
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey guys, how's it going tonight?
Fuck, I gotta go, guys. Sorry.
Well, I got a little bit of heat with you guys tonight, so yeah, you might be wanting to go.
All right, what's going on?
With what you said about Mauro and, if he can't take what Vince McMahon says, then he shouldn't be working for WWE. The thing is, though, is that I'm not saying it's a crutch, but Mauro does have bipolar issues. He is bipolar. He's been very open about it. And I'm not saying he should use it as a crutch, but when somebody is constantly, especially your boss, is constantly verbally berating you on live television, and maybe not directly him, but it coming from him, it's like, I don't want to work with you. That's in real world place. That's called workplace harassment, which is against the law. I get it's wrestling. I get, hey, they rib each other, they joke with each other, but there's a line you don't cross. And when they were constantly just throwing all that bullshit at him, it's like you stepped over a line. He had to take time off because he did have a relapse, because he went back into that mindset. And you know what? As somebody who has mental problems, not bipolar, but I do have mental problems, it's like, if I love wrestling, but if I one day worked for WWE and my boss did that, I'm like, what the hell? You don't do that to someone when you know that they have problems. It's like, okay, I get the ribbing, I get some things, but you don't overstep your bounds. You don't continue to berate them until they want to quit. Because it makes you a disgusting human being. And especially with his Be a Star campaign, he's the biggest bully of them all.
Yeah, but that's more Stephanie, though, that's involved with the Be a Star.
Now, okay,
Vince
so...
the company. Do you think they would be doing the Be a Star if Vince said, no, I don't want to? He's the owner. He is the face of that company in hindsight. Like, he is the owner. He made WWE what it is. And
but how many Be a Star campaigns do you see Vince at?
None. But the thing is he still promotes it on his Twitter. He still says, let's put this on TV. Let's talk about not being a bully. And then he does this kind of crap.
Because it makes his company look good. Anyone would do anything to make their own company look good.
Yeah, but it doesn't make him or his company look good when it comes out that, hey, this person does not want to work for your company because you're verbally abusing them on a weekly basis. And that's what it got to. It wasn't, just a couple comments. It was becoming verbal abuse.
Right, and I get that. And knowing, I understand that Mauro and all their stuff is from those things, and I understand that. And I'm not trying to say, he's a fucking pussy because he couldn't handle it. I understand that. But at the same time, when you're going into a company known to be run by a guy like Vince McMahon, it's kind of like, how do I put this? It's that idea of he kind of knew who Vince is and what he was and how he acts. I mean, Vince is a fucking awful human being, is an asshole. He got to where he is by being an asshole.
Right.
So I think at the same time, it's definitely not right for Vince McMahon to reportedly go up to Mauro and be like, yeah, JBL's saying all this fucking shit about you, because that's just fucking, middle school bullshit right there. That's childish. But I just think that there's both sides of the argument have arguments to be made, if that makes sense.
No, and absolutely. And you know what? Like I said, I've been a fan of wrestling all my life. So I get the ribs. Like, yeah, you'll make jokes. Like, commentators will joke back and forth about real life stuff. But again, there's a line you should never cross. When you're starting to cross that line where it's like, okay, this isn't just fun. This isn't just for TV anymore. This is becoming abuse. And like, if I had a situation at work this week with another employee calling me a bitch, and I went to my boss and I'm like, hey, no, this isn't okay. This is verbal abuse. Who should Mauro go to when his boss saying, hey, now I'm verbally abusing my employee? So I think I think Vince needs to take a step back and be like, okay, yeah, I can be a dick, but at the same time, this could be a lawsuit waiting to happen for me, because I basically had an employee have a breakdown and go back into a very dangerous place where, you know what, like, there are people who are real life people like Mauro who are affected by bipolar disorder and other mental issues. And when you are constantly picking until they break, to me, it's just disgusting. And when other people were sitting back and watching this happen, I think that they're just as guilty as Vince. JBL is just as guilty as Vince for saying those things. People backstage who were hearing Vince say, hey, JBL, say this to Mauro, they're just as guilty for Mauro almost having that breakdown. And I think, in my opinion, it's just disgusting of how anyone could sit back and watch this happen, and how Vince could just let this happen through his own mouth.
True, but at the same time, it's like Mauro hasn't done like an interview talking about all this or anything, so we don't know if, how long Vince knew that it was actually bugging him. Did Mauro finally actually say something backstage? We don't know any of that. Vince and them could have thought, oh, we're just going to say this stuff, and in our minds, we're going to be ribbing him, not knowing that it's hurting Mauro, not knowing that it's affecting him, because maybe Mauro never brought it up until he just finally had enough and left. We don't know all that because, like I said, Mauro hasn't gone out and done any interviews actually talking on this himself. All the info we're getting on this is from people that were around at the time that saw it all go down. So until Mauro actually speaks on this, we can't say that, oh, he couldn't go to his boss, or he couldn't do this, or Vince kept doing it knowing, because we don't know how long it went on before Vince was actually aware that it was affecting Mauro, personally and mentally.
No,
there's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know right now, and so it's hard to make any case. It's not hard to make the case that it's fucked up of anybody to do. It makes sense, but we don't know what happened. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but and I just want to say one more time though, where does the line stop from ribbing to full-on harassment and bullying?
True.
I guess that just kind of depends on the person.
Exactly.
It just depends on what the person is going to take.
Right, and
until it gets too much.
And it's just like in Vince's WWE, people have let him just go on and take it as a rib, and people haven't said, most people don't say to Vince, oh, well, that hurt my feelings or that affected me this way. Vince just always thinks that it's a rib, and people just take it. And so with the Mauro thing, he just thought, oh, Mauro was just taking him. Mauro's being like one of the other guys, and eventually it was too much.
Okay, but do you think after Mauro's breakdown, where he had to take time off and almost quit, do you think Vince ever said the words, I'm sorry? Do you think Vince
I don't know.
McMahon ever said those
Honestly,
words?
I don't even think the two of them have been in the same room since. Been in the same build. Well,
Exactly.
I can't say building, but I don't think they've been in the same room since.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be very easy for Vince to show up at NXT and be like, hey, I want to speak to you. I'm your boss. You kind of have to. All the stuff that went down, I want to apologize for. It would take Vince one day of his time to go down to NXT and be like, hey, I need to speak to you. I'm your boss. You have to do what I say. I apologize.
True.
It's 2 words. And
but
I don't think Vince has ever said those 2 words to anybody.
Right, you're not wrong there. But at the same time, Vince probably doesn't know all these stories from the dirt sheets, and people probably aren't telling him and anything anyways. He just knows what goes on in front of him. He probably doesn't know all these stories. Oh, Mauro left because of this, or Mauro that. Vince just knows what people tell him backstage and whatnot. So whether he's whether he wants to say I'm sorry or not, or feels like he should, that's just my opinion. He may not even know that, oh, it hurt Mauro more than I even know. So,
you still there?
Did we lose her? Are you there?
I think I heard her say hello at one point.
I think we might have lost her. She's still on. I can hear her. Oh, we lost her. Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. How about we go on a bit of a happier topic?
One last thing. In the chat, Diana Argon, Vince only cares about his big dog.
The big dog.
Oh, here's one. Kylor rocks. Vince did say sorry and apologize to CM Punk. He did on the Stone Cold podcast on the WWE Network. He apologized that CM Punk got his termination papers on the day of his wedding. He said that we didn't know the day of your wedding. HR didn't know the day of your wedding. They sent out the papers when they were told to send them out. I'm sorry you got them on that day. He did say sorry about that.
I mean, I don't know. Let's get off this topic because it is a bit of a tough topic.
Debbie Downer to some people.
Let's take what do you think about? I read somewhere that it wasn't WWE's decision to go live on Christmas. It was the USA Network.
Yes, Jeff Hardy's wife actually tweeted that.
And here's my thing. Isn't the USA Network where they always have like the 24-hour reruns of a Christmas Story? Or is that TBS?
That would be TBS.
Probably.
No, I mean, in the past when they've ran on Christmas, like a Raw on Christmas or on New Year's, they've taped it like the Saturday prior. They've actually taped it early.
Well, I really don't like. I saw a great meme though, which it was a Rock versus Mankind in the empty arena during the halftime of what was it, the Super Bowl? And
right,
it just the caption was like, "Here's Raw on Christmas Day." But I feel bad.
You know what it's all about? It's all about they want to try and get better ratings, and they feel if it's a taped show, they're not going to get good ratings. But it's on Christmas, and you're not going to get a good Christmas rating anyways.
Yeah.
Like what is it? Christmas, New Year's.
You know what? You know what I think?
4th of July are always bad for ratings.
You know what? You know what was just brought up to me by F. They're doing that because NFL and NBA have Xmas games this year.
Well, NBA always have Christmas games.
Right, so maybe now they're trying to be like, hey.
People are going to be already watching their TVs.
People are already going to be fucking watching the TV. Might as well fucking get in there and, take your spot.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be interesting. $5, I got cut off. It's cool. I just needed to rant about it. Thank you. We appreciate you calling in, and I do understand where you were coming from, and it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, and at the end of the day, it boils down to it's wrong to do that in the workplace, and it's wrong to do that in life. It's not a good thing, and I'm gonna talk to her in private just so we can get on the same basis because I feel like I didn't get some word in there that might have helped a little bit. But going on, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this good old guy. That's not nice. If someone has something to say, that's why we put the phone number up for them to say it.
Right.
If they want to say something, they have every right to say it, in my opinion. Vince, I fire thee. Same.
But yeah, I'm hearing that when the news broke about them having to work on Christmas, there was a lot of unhappy wrestlers backstage, which I wouldn't doubt. Because that means if they got,
I'd be mad too.
Right? Because the whole thing is you always got to be there early. At least you have to be at the arena as early as possible of the day, early afternoon at the latest. And with that, they're gonna have to leave on Christmas Eve to make it.
Yeah, that's like heartbreaking, especially for wrestlers with kids and wives and families.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Take your family with you and do Christmas morning in the hotel?
God, that's really sad.
Yeah. Because I know both Rebby, Matt's wife, and Jeff's wife were tweeting that they were very unhappy about this.
Yeah, it sucks a lot. It definitely sucks.
And it's Matt's son Wolfie's first Christmas.
Oh, my God. Damn. Fuck, that makes me really upset.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's really sad. NBA's always had a game in NFL. Has a good game this season between the Steelers and the Ravens. People are saying 0 ratings for Raw. Do you think they're yes or no? Do you think they're gonna get? Do you think they're gonna get big numbers?
They'll have over 2 million viewers.
Yeah. So Hurricane Irma. Real quick. Stay safe out there, guys.
Oh yeah, I know there was some NXT shows that were canceled this week because of the hurricane in Florida.
My lady, her family lives down there, so hearts go out there
for sure.
Watch out, you guys. Be safe if you're down there. Do what you can to help donate and everything, and if you can't, just spread awareness. It helps a lot. Why are they continuing Brave versus Valor? I don't know.
Because it's 1-1. They need the rubber match.
That's true. Oh my God! Do you know the kind of match it's gonna be?
A singles match.
It's gonna be a man-to-man match.
Oh yeah, man-to-man.
Which I don't know what that entails.
It just means Finn can't be the demon.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
I have friends in Florida, so I already donated my money to them. Kenny Omega, kind soul, good karma comes back to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, everyone out there, be safe. Do we have any more calls, Tim, or do you want to?
Yeah, we got one more call.
Yeah, take it.
Caller on the air. What's going
on? Nothing much. I just called to have one question.
Sure.
For Dolph Ziggler, there's rumors that he's not re-signing.
Right.
There's people like Cody Rhodes who succeed afterwards, and there's people like Jack Swagger who went down the drain. Where do you think he's going to go?
Go for it, Nick.
He takes time off. He takes time off first. He takes time off. He gathers himself and he says, "Okay, look, I got shit that I want to do. Maybe he wants to go wrestle for New Japan, Ring of Honor, that kind of stuff. But I think first he takes at least a month off.
Maybe longer.
That's what I think. Maybe longer? Yeah, probably. That's what I think, though.
He has expressed wanting to get into more acting. He did that. I don't even remember the name of the movie was, but that cop movie for WWE. I think it was the one that Rusev was in and stuff. Countdown. That's what it was. Countdown. He did that movie.
Rusev played Rusev holding a gun.
Something like that, yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah. And he does his stand-up comedy too. So,
which isn't very funny. Let's all be honest.
I don't know. I've never heard it.
You're not missing out, buddy.
So I mean,
all right.
He could go literally, if he leaves WWE, he can go anywhere he wants. Like anybody would sign him. But it's the fact of, does he want to go anywhere? Does he want to continue wrestling? Does he want to take some time off, or does he think, hey, I've had a very long career. My time in WWE wasn't the best, wasn't that great, to be honest. Do I continue this and try to make myself better, or am I done? Is the passion still there for Dolph is the question. Does Nick Nemeth still have the fire inside of him?
Yes, I do.
Your last name's not Nemeth.
Thanks for your comment.
Okay, no problem.
Have a great night.
Have a good one. On that note, do you want to call that this edition of the Two Man Show? Excuse me.
What? Wrong
this
show.
Edition of Pro Wrestling Unlimited Live.
I saw something.
Wrong fucking show.
I saw something in the chat. Oh,
if you guys do want to check out the two-man show, go over to iTunes.com and look up Two-Man Show. It's a great podcast hosted by yours truly and Matt Fick. Anyway, selfless promotion. Go.
Good segue. Robert Cathy says, are you guys looking forward to No Mercy?
Hell yeah.
Braun versus Brock. Unfortunately, I'm going to be unable to make it to No Mercy. I was going to try and go, but I can't go now due to circumstances.
Let's all donate. Hashtag get Tim to No Mercy. Let's hope that goes through. But yeah, I'm excited for No Mercy. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be extremely exciting.
I mean, what do we got? We've got a tag team title rematch, unfortunately. That match will be... It won't be bad, but I think it's just going to be all right. The Bar versus Shield 2.0, if you want to call them that, I guess you can say.
Call them the Yield.
Then we have man-to-man match. Bray and
man-to-man match.
Man-to-man match. Bray and Finn. Then we have the Fatal 4-Way match for the Women's Championship, which I bet you Emma's taking the pin.
Yeah, definitely.
Miz should be defending the IC title. I don't know against who. Probably Jason Jordan. Hardy's probably either not on the show or on the pre-show. And then I know I'm missing something. Well, Roman Reigns, John Cena should be pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting match.
I think that's all we have announced so far. One last thing, though. WWE 2K18. The roster has been revealed. Is there anybody that... My question to you, is there anybody that wasn't announced that you're upset wasn't announced?
Is there anybody announced?
Now think about... Well, no, just go for it first.
So, God. I'm upset that wasn't announced?
Right.
I don't know. I think maybe... Was Black announced?
No.
And Black then. Aleister Black.
See, my thinking is there are some guys they didn't announce on purpose to sell the DLC. Hardy Boys.
Oh, that's true.
Aleister Black. Andrade Cien Almas. And maybe even Drew McIntyre. One other thing...
I see McIntyre being in it. Definitely.
Right. And one other thing is Trent Seven, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate were all scanned for the game. So we may be getting those three in DLC as well.
I think that'd be interesting, but I'm not gonna cry about it if it doesn't happen.
Right. I mean, there's been people like last year, Billie Kay was scanned and she didn't get in the game. So I mean, people get scanned and they just don't get into the game anyways. I just think it's funny that people are like, why didn't they announce Shelton Benjamin? Because he came back 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, literally 2 weeks ago.
I know some people are upset about James Ellsworth not being in the game and Lana, but Lana will probably just be a manager, and Ellsworth maybe too.
I honestly hope Ellsworth is in the DLC.
Yeah, so you can have some.
I hope so.
Have some funny matches with Ellsworth.
I want to do Ellsworth versus fucking Lesnar.
You want to be Ellsworth and take the Universal title from Brock?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
all right. I think that's going to do it, guys. This has been the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. I do want to say once again, check out our sponsor, Strong Style Brand Clothing. They have a lot of cool t-shirts, hats, flags, etc. on their website. The link is in the description below, strongstylebrand.com. If you go there with our link, it helps us out. And also to help you guys out, use the promo code PWUnlimited at checkout to get 10% off your order at the strongstylebrand.com. Again, the link for that is in the description below. Also, if you want to get any of the Pro Wrestling Unlimited t-shirts, just head over to TeePublic.com, search Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or hit the link in the description below. All our merchandise is over there on TeePublic.
Anybody that buys a Next Hot Take t-shirt, I will do 125 push-ups and put it on YouTube.
Hey, remember, all of our designs on TeePublic can also be purchased as stickers, hoodies, sweaters, wall art, phone cases. I mean, every design we have up there can be purchased as different things, different merchandising options. So let's go check it out. Let us know what you think. And I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode of the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. Thank you, everybody who listened live, everybody that's going to listen later on the replay here on YouTube.com, and everybody that called in tonight. It was great being with you.
Love you guys so much. Thanks for calling in. And remember, good night.
Remember, good night. Okay.
Well, that was Nick. Good night.
That was Nick.
Sweet dreams.
Good night, everybody.
I love you.